Hey guys, welcome back to Whiskey on the West Coast. My name is Matt. Today we're going to be talking about GlenAllachie 12-year-old Single Malt Scotch Whisky. Now, GlenAllachie is a distillery located in the Speyside region of Scotland. It's actually a relative newcomer compared to a lot of the other distilleries around Scotland. It was actually established in 1967. So again, hasn't been around all that long. However, this beast of a whiskey is it's making waves in the world. Just in 2021, it actually won an award for world's best single malt whiskey, just straight up, not even just from Scotland, the whole world. And that was for their GlenAllachie 10-year-old cask strength batch 4. So not this whiskey, but it's coming out of the same place. So formidable stuff. Now, GlenAllachie's master distiller is Billy Walker. He is of GlenDronach fame. He's been in the industry since 1972, and actually 2022 is the 50th anniversary of him being in the Scotch whiskey industry. And so there's a number of expressions that are being released by GlenAllachie. What you need to know about Billy Walker is he really rose to fame with what he did with GlenDronach. Which was one of the first whiskeys that really brought me to single malts, GlenDronach 12. And he was really known for his cask sourcing and his cask management. And he's kind of taken that style. He sold that distillery along with BenRiach and GlenGlassaugh in 2016. And 2017 purchased GlenAllachie. In 2018, he released the new core range for GlenAllachie, which included the 12-year-old, 18-year-old, 25-year-old. And so this 12-year-old first showed up 2018. Now, actually, you might notice right in front of me here, I have a sample from one of the first batches of GlenAllachie from 12-year-old from 2018. And you might notice a rather large and striking color difference. Now, that's because when he inherited the stock of casks, he did what he did with GlenDronach. He bought new casks, he sourced new casks, and he started swapping the casks that GlenAllachie was sitting in and resting in and aging in, and he put it into his own casks to put his own influence and put his own spin, his own touch on things. Which brings us to this bottle. This bottle of GlenAllachie is from 2021. It's the 060521 batch, and how you can find that out is there's a laser code just on the back of this bottle, actually more like the side, just on the side here. So if you're looking real close, you'll notice. And you can check what batch is, and batch, like I said, is really important. Big difference between the 2018 and the 2021. It is bottled at 46% ABV. It's natural color. It's non-chill filtered. Really all hallmarks of what we want to see in a great bottle of whiskey. So great start here, right off the top. So yeah, let's dive in. Let's get into this. Actually, one more thing I should note before we really dive into this. Cask makeup. I talked a lot about the casks that he sourced. This particular expression is a vatting of Oloroso sherry casks, Pedro Jimenez sherry casks, and virgin oak casks. So that's what we're dealing with in this particular vatting. Okay, on the nose. Milk chocolate, Maltesers. Very decadent nose. Definitely raisin, apple. There's a light spice. And a light citrus too, kind of like a lemon sort of citrus vibe. There's pear. That apple or pear note with the spice, it kind of is reminiscent of an apple pie. It's not like overbearing, but putting those two together, I'm thinking a little bit of apple pie in there. Yeah, rich, decadent nose. Let's see if it delivers. So the promise of the nose carries on to the palate. Rich palate, good body to it. It's not super viscous, not super oily, definitely not thin. Got this sweet chocolate thing going on. Sweet chocolate and like toffee, like that hard kind of crunchy toffee you might get in like a chocolate or a chocolate bar. Raisin and ginger, especially on the finish. A bit of that like ginger spice or some sort of baking spice there. I always do get like a leather and or tobacco sort of note on this too. These new school kind of sherry cask whiskeys, when they're done well, when they're slathered in sherry like this, I usually pull that out. Yeah, more just like raisin, prune, maybe a little bit of like espresso roast in there too. And onto the finish, like carrying into it, you get some of that oak, some malt sweetness, and just like just a fading richness. Just the tones are just slowly fading away. It's not a fantastically long finish, but it's moreish. It invites you to take another sip sooner, which makes this glass disappear probably faster than you want it to. Yeah, I really enjoy drinking this whiskey. In comparison to the 2018, because I did have a bottle of the 2018, and this is all that remains of that. It's a big improvement, huge improvement. What improved? Really, it's a more rich palate. There was a lot more bite to the 2018. It was a bit sharper, a bit more pepper on the palate, which I always associate with a bit more ABV, a bit more alcohol bite. And just this is a lot richer in the flavors that it's providing you. The 2018 had a bit more like herbaceousness, a bit more obvious minerality to it. I vastly prefer the 2021 here. In checking my notes, I went back, checked it out. The 2018 at the time, I gave an 80 out of 100. It's still good, but it's not something I would be repurchasing a bottle of. However, 2021, big improvement. GlenAllachie is kind of a chameleon spirit to me. It kind of takes on the character of whatever cask it's put into. It's really good at that. It takes on whatever you're putting it into very well, whether that's PX, Rioja, wine, if that's Madeira, if that's sherry of any sort. It kind of just rolls with the punches, and it takes on that cask makeup. I would love to know what an ex-bourbon, exclusively ex-bourbon maturation GlenAllachie it tastes like. I haven't found one yet. When I do find one, I would love to try it. That said, the score for this GlenAllachie 12-year-old from 2021, I'm going to give it 88 out of 100. And that's taking into consideration the value. For this bottle, I paid $65. I would stock up on bottles if I could still get it at that price. It's gone up. Out in Alberta in Western Canada, you can still get it for between $80 and $90. Here in BC, it's closer to 110 now, as I just checked before recording this. It's going up, it's getting more popular. People are on board, especially with that 10 cask strength batch. We're on to batch 7 or 8 now. It's a great, they're doing a great job with it. It's a great whiskey. I love this 12. The only bad thing I could really say about it is the branding. I don't know how many people I've shared this with, and they look at that Flintstones font on the front of the bottle, and they're like, what is this? What are you bringing me? Get past the branding, have a drink, have a dram. I think you'll like what you find inside this bottle. All right, thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. If you can go ahead and like, share, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below. What is your favorite sherried malt whiskey? All right, sláinte.